Good morning. Welcome to another day of Bible prophecy. My name is Prophet C. Brazil. I am a modern day prophet sent by God to prepare the way for the return of Jesus Christ. I have been spoken throughout Bible prophecies through many various various places. I want to show where I was spoken of in some of these parts, some parts, and bringing you up to where we are today in Bible prophecy and where each part connects on to today. As I indicated here, coming December the 1st, 2009, this year, as Barack Obama stood before an audience at West Point U.S. Military Academy. I said December 2009, first week. You see that I have a question mark here. I have a white horse, I have a red horse, and I have a pale horse. All of these horses spoken of in Revelation chapter 6, after Jesus had gone back to his Father in heaven, had some significance of today's event when these horses would appear. As I have spoken throughout my prophecy, that the first horse began with Alexander the Great. Through a due process of many years and many seasons, it's transformed itself, but never changed the genetic color code from which it came, and never did change pedigree of the nature of the family tree. But however, this here's red horse is yet still a white horse, but the red symbol of the red horse only is a symbolic symbol identifying the traits and the nature of this white horse. This white horse was the white horse, the genetic color code of the original white race. The pale horse is the same as the white horse, but this tells a story, tells you what transpired at the end, near the end. Red is a symbol of blood. Through the conquest of this peoples or nations, which came out of the north, which came from the Gentiles, they shed so much blood throughout the history of their conquest, taking dwelling places that were not theirs, regarding no man a nation, until he stained his mane red. But yet he still is the pedigree of the white horse. This red horse, from Alexander the Great to President George W. Bush, the son, became the symbol of the blood that these nations of peoples had shed up to this point. As it had came down to the end of time, near the return of Jesus Christ, then it turned to a pale horse. What it did was, it not only did he had changed his blood to his mane red, pale is a symbol of death, when the blood had stopped flowing through the vein. What this tells us, the CIA, which is spoken of in Daniel chapter 7, I believe 7:7, it taken over. It is the other secondary part of this white horse. Is a centralized government ordained by him who forsaken the covenant of God. This pale horse indicates that he was going to try to exterminate the world with his weapons of mass destruction, that he may be the only nations upon the earth, that he will preserve the white race through the manipulation and the lying tongue, provoking peoples into war and going and making them think that he is the Prince of Peace. And as they go and do not investigate to see, understand his demeanor, they will aid him in exterminating certain ethnic groups of the world. And then when it gets to the last point, he will turn on them. This is the way it is. Now, The symbols that God gave in Bible prophecy concerning myself, it not only did it identify me, it identified the environment upon which I was going to be born through various signs and symbols. I want to go first. Let me go to the prophet of St. Matthew's, where Jesus was born and where he was getting ready to go to the cross. And I'm going to get this one out of the way first and let you know that there was two other peoples that was an attachment on to Jesus Christ. But then I reversed back. The last part that I gave you and the last recording that I made, this is recording number 16, video cam. Okay, let me go to, I'm going to go to St. Matthew's in your Holy Bible. I'm studying from the Holy Bible. If you don't mind, get a Bible, the previous edition, because the later edition, I found out there was some significant changes made to this doctrine by people who didn't understand the significance of certain sayings in Bible prophecy. Let's go to St. Matthew's chapter 20, verse 20. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him, and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, What wilt thou? She said unto him, Grant that these my two sons may sit the one on thy right hand and the other on the left in thy kingdom. Speaking to Jesus, when Jesus had spoke to them of how he would be crucified. But Jesus answered and said, You know not what you ask. Are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, We are able. Verse 23, And he said unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left hand is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them. He said them, for whom it is prepared of my Father. So Jesus was talking to the significance of this verse and this prophecy. Jesus had two witnesses, which came down to be born with Jesus during his reign here on earth. They saw one, but the other they saw not. The reason they didn't see him, because he was a witness that was supposed to be born at a later day, in a later time, in a later season, but yet they all had to be made part of the exact same sacrifice in a format of 3 years, spoken of in Genesis 15:9-10, symbolized by the heifer of 3 years old, the she-goat of 3 years old, and the ram of 3 years old. Now, what this tells us right here, that the time and the season would come that the same baptism that Jesus was going to be baptized with, he was going to be nailed onto the cross and made a sacrifice unto the earth, that his people would die the same agony here in this earth as we speak now. This is what transpired today as I speak. This is the moment what this nation right here is going to do. This nation was the one that executed Jesus. They came in with the law called democracy, the same exact law. This is what many does not consider. The law called democracy came in and executed Jesus. They the one that nailed